So you're going to sculpt an animal, and you need to have the foundations of the body to begin, so you can add on all the other things and add the details. And you've watched hopefully a video that's previous in this playlist that talks about starting large and then medium and then small. So you get the broad idea first, and then you kind of refine it. So like, oh yeah, it's now it kind of resembles it a little bit, and then you put the details in, like, oh, it's that for sure. And you've got your reference images, so you can see what these things that you're going to sculpt look like. You have at least 4. Since I'm extra, I have extra. So to form that base, I kind of know what the pose is I want. It's going to be this lying down panther, so I want the body to be kind of elongated, but it needs to be hollow, because as the thing is fired, as the piece is fired, the air inside heats up, and if it can't go anywhere, it will eventually heat up to a point where it expands and bursts the thing, which we would like to avoid. We want to avoid that because it ruins the piece and all that work. It can hit other pieces and ruin that, so it's no good. So I'm going to give you a little tip about how you can use newspaper to form a hollow cavity inside. You can form the clay around that newspaper, and then once you are sort of finished, you can drill a hole into it, which will vent the air out. The newspaper will burn off in the kiln, so it's fine. Otherwise, you would build it solidly, and then you'd have to carve in, or maybe cut it in half and hollow it and then reattach it. So this might be, this is just a different way. Maybe you like it. So I got some newspaper. Man. You kind of bundle that together. I'm going to kind of form it into sort of like the inside of a torso. So it's kind of like egg or almond shape. It should keep the form from being super thick. I'm going to use a little masking tape to keep it from popping up like that and get the form a little more refined. Ooh. I don't think the masking tape is going to be a huge problem for the kiln. If you have an electric kiln, it's not necessarily a good idea to burn a lot of material in there, but a little bit of newspaper every now and then is no big deal. Probably. I mean, it gets worn down as it is anyway. So that's a lot better. It's getting there. I'm going to just do this one little bump right there. And let's just make this a little tighter, a little firmer. So that is a pretty good form. And what you can do is take a slab and wrap the slab around this, and then sort of pinch the ends. You could take some clay and just kind of flatten it and wrap it around. But basically, you should cover this whole thing in clay, and then you have that body to work with. So that's step 1. Make the form to form the clay around. Make the thingy that's going to be inside the animal that you're making. Step 1.